Introducing the non-starter, number 18, freshman, Kelly Riedinger.
Redinger.
Number 7, Allison Senye. Sophomore number 4, Julia
Carnevale.
Sophomore number 8, Lindsay Frost. And now, here are the starters for the Knights. Starting in midfield, freshman number 19, Sarah Hessinger. At forward, freshman number 14, Gillian Simmer. In midfield, freshman number 3, Suzanne Isunis. On defense, sophomore number 9, Heather Gartrell. On defense, a junior, number 2, Jenny O'Riordan. In the midfield, a junior, number 10, Debbie Sedlak. At forward, a junior, number 11, Ann Wenger. In the midfield, a senior, number 17, Ellie Applin. On defense, a senior, number 5, Stephanie Baker-Vaughn. In the midfield, a senior, number 6, Laura Foster. Starting in goal for the Knights, a junior, number 0, Kelly Lewis. The head coach of the Knights, Susan Filippone. The assistants, Allison Bonner and Maricela Velasquez. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bishop School varsity soccer program has a long-standing tradition that is being continued here today. At their daughter's last high school soccer game, the mothers of the senior girls present them with bouquets of flowers to honor their commitment to the sport and to tell them they'll miss all those games the mothers have attended in sun, rain, and cold since their daughters were little. At this time, the 1999 Bishop seniors are being so honored by their mothers. Kathy Applin, to her daughter, Ellie Applin, number 17. Brenda Baker, to her daughter, Stephanie Baker-Vaughn, number 5. Alicia Foster, to her daughter, Laura Foster, number 6. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1999 Bishop seniors in their last high school game. And now introducing the Lancers of Francis Parker High School. First, the non-starters. Senior number 1, Kendra Craig. Freshman number 4, Sarah Daw. Junior number 5, Julia Heiser. Junior number 6, Karen McGlynn. Sophomore number 9, Becky Neary. Sophomore number 14, Elizabeth Menino. Sophomore number 20, Ashley Poops. Sophomore number 22, Jessica Osterlitz. Freshman number 23, Christy Gillingham. And now, here are the starters for the Lancers. Starting in the midfield, a sophomore, number 2, Rebecca Dunaway. Starting it forward, a freshman, number 3, Stella Hernandez. In the midfield, a freshman, number 7, Kara Cord. On defense, a senior, number 8, Tiffany Neal. In the midfield, a sophomore, number 10, Emily Shaw. On defense, a freshman, number 11, Amanda Branca. In the midfield, a freshman, number 13, Rachel Binnigan. On defense, a senior, number 15, Erin Hale. On defense, a junior, number 16, Jen Golovato. In the midfield, a senior, number 21, Barrett Singleton. And starting in goal for the Lancers, a junior, number 0, Anna Inslee. The head coach of the Lancers is Mark Tebach. His assistants, Nick Alanchuk and Amy Guzau. This afternoon's officials, the center referee, Laura Zamansky, the side referees, Jerry Slater and Elmer Kavling. Francis Parker will be the whole team on the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the game.
Hi everybody, I'm Dan Williams, and on behalf of George Langevin Sports Video Productions, like to welcome you to our Super Game of the Week. It's the San Diego CIF section Girls High School Division IV Soccer Championships. We are underway with two 40-minute halves, and we've got two top teams out on the field playing it out, ready to go head-to-head. In the yellow and white uniforms, that's Francis Parker. They are the Lancers. They will be going up against the talented Bishops team, the Knights. The Knights in the maroon uniforms. In the first half of play, and we play two 40-minute halves, we will have the Lancers from Francis Parker moving from right to left. In the keeper's box for Bishops Knights, in the left-hand goal, that is Kelly Lewis. And in just a few seconds of play, we have got a corner kick opportunity, and the defense is there for the Lancers and number 6, Karen McGlynn. Throw in now will come in by the Lancers. Good, strong throw in. Headed back inside the box, and they're going to call an offsides against the Lancers, and the Knights in the maroon uniforms will have the ball. That'll be number 19, Sarah Hessinger. Sends the ball back into play. No score as we are just underway. As I mentioned it, we'll have two 40-minute halves to try and determine the girls' high school Division IV soccer champion for 1999. We are at Southwestern Community College. This is DeVore Stadium, and we have got a great field. It's a fast one, and we've got two teams down the field that are going to easily be able to use this full-size field to make this an exciting game. Let's take a look at the roster now for the Bishops Knights. Head coach is Susan Filipponi. Her assistant coaches, Allison Bonner and Maricela Velasquez, will have a two-handed throw by the Lancers on the far sideline. Action picks up, trying to get it into the box. moving towards the net. Defense is there for the Knights. They're going to send it back out, and the ball will remain in possession of the Lancers. Number 13, Rachel Bittigan, throws the ball back in, tries to get it over to Merritt Singleton, and that time it goes outside of the goal line. Kelly Lewis is the keeper. She wears 00 for the Knights. Jenny O'Riordan is number 2. Number 3, Suzanne Yasanis. Number 4 is Julie Carnevale. Number 5, Stephanie Baker-Baum. Laura Foster wears number 6 for the Knights. Number 7 is Allison Signet. Lindsay Frost wears number 8 for the Knights. Number 9 is Heather Gartrell. Debbie Sedlak wears number 10. Number 11 is Ann Winger. Number 14, Jillian Simmer. Ellie Applin wears number 17, Kelly Redinger, number 18, and number 19, Sarah Hessinger. Ball goes back outside of the touchline. Ball will be thrown in by Hessinger for the Knights. Good strong throw inside the box, headed out defensively by Lancers. Looking for a clear out are the Lancers. Ball is down on the ground, foot on the ball by Foster. Carries through back to the sweeper, number 2, Jenny O'Riordan. Header, now for control. It's the Knights. Knights trying to feed it over, trying to get it over to Ann Winger. Couldn't quite do it, as stepping in front defensively were the Lancers. Merritt Singleton, she is a senior midfielder, is going to bring it down. Looking for a nice ball, but right in front of it is Jenny O'Riordan. O'Riordan doing the job defensively. Good header by O'Riordan. Lancers. And now defense is there. Number 3, Suzanne Yasunas. Yasunas sends it down across the midfield line. That'll go outside of the near touch line, and for the Lancers, they will have opportunity. Let's take a look at the rosters for the Francis Parker Lancers. Head coach Mark T-Bach. This is Mark's first year in coaching this team. Prior years, the dynasty has been set up by Jeff Scott, who retired last year. Nice crossing pass towards the center. Ball is on the ground, sent back the other way towards the midfield line. So it was Mark T-Bach who had some big shoes to fill. Shot on goal. Debbie Sedlak from way outside mails one long distance. Anna Emsley, keeper for the Lancers, moves to her right and now sends one back off of her foot. We do have a player down on the field taking a tumble, Merritt Singleton. Singleton now is up under her own power. She is coming off the field. And a substitution will be called now. Replacing Merritt Singleton will be number 6, Karen McGlynn. McGlynn, a junior forward for the Lancers. Lancers has possession of the ball, off the foot by Rebecca Dunaway. Ball is open, and now downfield it comes, headed defensively by the Knights. Nice header again by Sarah Hessinger. Scramble for the ball on the far sideline. Looking for control. Knights, good flip kick, Sedlak. Sedlak taking charge on her own. Sedlak moving down, nice ball to the far sideline, Winger. And coming up quickly, number 8, Tiffany Neal. Nice ball downfield. Sedlak leads Winger into the near or far corner. That'll become a corner kick by the Knights as it goes off the defensive foot of Tiffany Neal. So corner kick for the Knights. Number 17, Ellie Applin, senior midfielder, would put the foot on the ball, try and get it crossing in front of the net. Let's see how she goes. Ball coming in, nice ball across the face. getting by everybody. It'll be picked up by Yasunis. Yasunis trying to feed it back to Winger. Winger. And that's going to be straight into the chest, at least into the stomach, possibly. It looks like Karen McGlynn. Check that. It's not McGlynn. Bronca. Maybe it's Amanda Bronca. No. Take a look and see when she gets up. She'll let us know. Getting up slowly is Jen Golovato. Golovato is up. And the foot on the ball is Ellie Applin. Another fine one. Gets behind the net this time. That'll become a goal kick for the Lancers. Taking a look of the roster for the Lancers, we talked about it. Mark Tebach. He is the coach for the Lancers this season. Big shoes to fill as Jeff Scott, longtime coach, having a fantastic winning record, retires, but Mark Tebach up for the challenge as he takes his Lancers through a fantastic season and into this finals matchup against the Bishop Knights. Anna Emsley, she is the keeper for the Lancers. Number 2 is Rebecca Dunaway. Stella Hernandez wears number 3. Sarah Dawn, number 4. 5 is Julia Heiser. Karen McGlynn wears number 6. Kara Kern is number 7. Tiffany Neal is number 8. Ball launched towards Emsley, sails wide of the near post. Becky Neary is number 9 for the Lancers. Emily Shaw wears number 10. Amanda Bronca is number 11. Lucky 13 is Rachel Bittigan. Jessica Osterlitz is number 14. Number 15 is Erin Hale. Jen Golovato is number 16. Number 18, Angela Peterson. Number 20 is Ashley Proops. 21, Merritt Singleton. And number 23 is Christy Gillingham. On the move downfield, it's the Knights. Clear out off the foot of Jen Golovato, and that'll remain Knights ball. 10 minutes has elapsed in this first half of play. 2 40-minute halves to determine the girls' Division IV soccer champions for 1999. Off the foot of Hessinger. Outside of the touchline, Hessinger puts up the ball. Quick double throw in, trying to get it to Sedlak. Sedlak on the move. Clear out just in time. Becky Neary for the Lancers. Well, Debbie Sedlak was driving through an open lane that she found there, but stepping up was Becky Neary. Ball comes back in. Sedlak puts the foot on the ball towards the middle of the box. Opportunity, Applin. Back on the ball, number 19, Hessinger, and this time again goes outside of the goal line. And so the Lancers will have the goal kick. Right now, it's Bishop's Knights who are doing a pretty good job of keeping offensive pressure, offensive attack down deep in this Lancers territory. Header by Lancers. Foot on the ball, Erin Hale, header. Susan Yasunis. For control, Sedlak. Getting it now over to Yasunis. Yasunis downfield, taken by Neal. Good close-up action right in front of us. Taken away by Foster. Foster sends the ball downfield, racing for the ball. Tiffany Neal as well as Stephanie Baker-Baum. And the ball goes outside of the touchline before Baker-Baum can get there. And that excitement boils down to a goal kick for the Lancers. No score, 28-53 remaining in the first half of play. Lancers versus Knights for Division IV soccer championship status. Earlier in the game before this, we had the boys Division IV. Outside of the touchline. In that game, we had two talented teams going up against one another. It was Christian Patriots and Bishops Knights. The boys Division IV Knights team played right before this one. They were moving into this game with a 10-title winning streak. Coach Sam Monet had his team shooting for number 11, but it wasn't meant to be on this game. Moving the ball inside the box, slide tackle opportunity by Golovato. Now there's a scramble for the ball. A lot of yellow jerseys around the ball defensively. Now taking it is Karen Kern, who'll send it outside, letting it go outside the touchline, and so Ann Winger will have a nice strong throw in by the Knights. So for the boys Knights, going for title number 11, and that's 11 in a row, they battled it out with Christian. At the end of regulation, it was 2-2. And with 14 minutes into that overtime period, it was Christian finding a goal, and that would do it as Christian defeats Bishops Knights boys 3-2 and claims for their first time ever a title. Ball crosses over, moving down, picking up the ball for the Lancers, Emsley. Emsley gets a nice foot on the ball, taking it downfield. Nice relay by Laura Foster as she deflects it the opposite way. Now towards the midfield area, number 7, Kern drives it downfield. Stopper O'Riordan is there, sails outside of the near touchline, and we will have a substitution now for the Lancers coming back into the game. Number 21, Merritt Singleton, shakes off her injury, comes back into the game. Up into the air, looking for control outside of the touchline. Ball awarded back over to the Knights. They'll have it and they'll move back on. Number 3, Susan Yasunis. She is a freshman midfielder, one of the younger players on the team. There's actually 4 freshmen on this talented Bishops Knights team. The freshmen are Yasunis, Sinye, Simmer, and then you've got Redinger and Hessinger. So there's actually 5 freshmen. This team is going to be strong for a long, long time. Sedlak puts the flip on the ball. Taken over by Winger, trying to get it back out. Sedlak has it. Nice feed down deep in the corner. Simmer going after it, challenged by Aaron Hale. And Aaron Hale does a nice job defensively as putting the ball outside the touchline. So that slows down the offensive attack of the Knights. They'll have a two-handed throw down deep in the Lancers part of the field. Good strong throw, trying to get it into Applin. Stays inside the box this time. That'll be off the foot of Hernandez. Hernandez for the Lancers herself, a youngster. She's a freshman. Ball comes back in. Looking for an opportunity. Knights regrouping up high. Outside the box on the near sideline, for control ahead are Laura Foster. Now Sedlak will push it back to Yasunis. Yasunis trying to make the drive. Good defensive effort by the Lancers. Number 7, Kara Kern. Kern, also a talented freshman midfielder. I tell you what, we have got a lot of talented freshmen on both these teams who traditionally are strong teams. Well, you know why. Year after year, they bring up some very talented kids. They come on as a youngster, they mature, they help the team out all through their playing time on the team from freshman through senior. And just as the senior 2 leaves, then you've got the freshmen and the sophomores and the juniors moving up. And there is a call against Rachel Bittigan, goes in favor of the Knights. No score as we are in the first half of play. Girls Division IV Soccer Championship. We are at DeVore Stadium here at Southwestern Community College in the South Bay area here in San Diego. Ball inside the box, and I tell you what, Sedlak was there, and so was Foster. Moving quickly, Emsley saw that those two Knights were open. She moved up quickly to take the ball. Taking a tumble as Kern gets right back up again. O'Riordan sends it back down. Pickup now by Singleton for the Lancers. Singleton moving up, now being challenged by Sedlak. Sedlak picks up the ball. Sedlak moves it down. Winger feeds to Gartrell. Gartrell sends one. I'll tell you what, Gartrell had a really nice shot on goal. It was from way outside, but I tell you what, it was a nice flip of the foot. Sedlak sends one down, taking a hop. So Emsley busy this first half. Emsley sends one out, trying to get it over to McGlynn. One touches now, very nice. One touches between Singleton, Shaw, and Kern. Kern now with the ball for Lancers. Kern trying to send it downfield. That's deflected and sent back by O'Riordan. Now on the far sideline, Branca sends one down, and in the first time in a long time, it's going to be Kelly Lewis who touches the ball. Great field that we're playing on here at Southwestern College DeVore Stadium. This is actually a full-size regulation field. You know, a lot of the fields that these teams play on actually are football fields that have been changed into soccer fields. Trying to make the turn was Kern, too much defense by the Knights. And so what happens is you have a football field, and right around that football field you have a track, and between the track and the football field you usually have long jump pits. And so what happens is a normal soccer field gets reduced by about 5 yards on each side of the width, that is. And so traditionally, most teams, both boys and girls, don't play on a fully regulated size field. Making the move now for the Knights, it's Foster. Foster gives a nice ball, moving up quickly. Who gets there first? And bearing herself on the ball is Anna Emsley. Nice ball. Racing for the ball was Foster as well as Winger, but getting there in time was Anna Emsley for the Lancers. So as you can see on this field, they've got the yellow boundary markers moving down the midfield line and the touch lines, and you see that they're about 5 yards farther outside of the traditional football sidelines as normal, and so that's good. You've got the full size of a field. It's a fast field. The turf is hard and it is fast. We've had no rain, although rain is forecast for today. Later this afternoon, we are supposed to get rain. Earlier today, when we started our first game at 10 a.m., the temperature was about 56 degrees. I think it's dropped since that time. This was a 12 noon start, and by no means did it get warmer at all. It actually got colder. Going up for the ball, Emsley. She takes control and sends it out. Outside the touchline, ball stays possession of the Knights. Throw in now. Good strong fastball. Gets it over to Simmer. Simmer challenge. She'll try and sneak it in. Setting it up is Sedlak. Sedlak trying to make the turn. Sedlak's going to have a shot on goal. She'll send it towards the net. And on the hop, Anna Emsley once again controls the ball. Well, it was Sedlak who scored in the second sudden death overtime in the semifinals to lift the Knights past the top-seeded Coronado 1-0. And I tell you what, that was an upset. Number one Coronado came in with a record 13-8-6. It was the Knights at 7-11-6 who battled them no score through regulation, and then in sudden victory overtime, Debbie Sedlak scored, and that's what it turned out to be, the winning goal for this talented Knights team. So Debbie Sedlak coming off a MVP status game for the Knights, and she'd like to do the same thing here, put the ball in the net. Sedlak again coming across, nobody there to help out on the crossing pass. That'll be a goal kick for the Lancers. 18 minutes left in this first half of play, still no score. For Bishop's Knights, their seeding in the CIFs was number 4. They play out of the Western League. Moving downfield, their overall record 7-11-6. In league play, 3-9-3. Coming downfield, I'll tell you the reason why these teams are Division IV, their enrollment. 10th through 12th grade for the Knights, 320 students. For the Lancers, 10 through 12, 282. Now, if you compare that to a Division I school, 10 through 12, usually 9 through 12, will have well over 1,100 students. Ball comes back in, that goes right back out off the foot of Jen Golovato. And so the familiar place that we have, and that is the Knights down deep in Lancers territory. But give credit to the Lancers, their defense has been there when they've needed it. The Knights, well, they kind of had their ups and downs during the season, playing much of the year short-handed because of injuries. And it kind of reflected in the team's overall record, and also the low playoff seeding for Bishops, that is. But a funny thing happened on the way to CIF, however. The team got healthy, and guess what? It got better and stronger. And of course, the biggest welcome back was for goalie Kelly Lewis, whose effort in front of the net resulted in shutout wins against Santa Fe Christian and then against top-seeded Coronado. Lancers trying to clear it out. Lancers now on the near side, pickup by Emily Shaw. Shaw will get it to midfield, step in front by Knights, picked up by Hessinger. Hessinger gets it over, nice stop by Winger. Now it's Baker Baum. Winger goes down, not going to get there in time. Baker Baum sent one to her in the corner, but not able to get there was Ann Winger. Congratulations also goes, we mentioned it, to Debbie Sedlak and Sarah Hessinger. They earned all Western League honors for their play during the season. Substitutions now coming in for the Lancers. Number 9, Becky Neary. Number 6, Karen McGlynn. McGlynn, junior forward, and Neary, a sophomore midfielder. Coming up now with the ball, Merritt Singleton. She is a senior this year. She will have the two-handed throw-in. She'll get it in over to Neary. Neary will give it back to Singleton. Nice ball downfield by Foster. Ball will be sent back now, looking for a pickup, and there is a push by Debbie Sedlak, and she'll get called for it, and the ball will go back over to Lancers. Merritt Singleton. For Francis Parker, they were seeded number 2 going into the CIFs. They play out of the Coastal League. And for the Lancers, you've got Shaw with the ball, now taken away. Laura Foster sends the ball downfield. It'll be picked up by Angela Peterson, and Peterson sends it outside the goal line. Lancers had a very strong overall record, 17-3-6. They had a first place league record of 7-1-2. So they had a very, very strong season, both in league and overall. The Lancers, though we mentioned, had a coaching change this season. Last season, Jeff Scott retired and was taken over the helms by Mark Tebach. But the championship storyline has remained the same. Another Coastal League title. Now on the move, taking the ball is Wenger. Wenger will try and get it back over to Foster, and it's Baker Baum. And Baker Baum foot last touches the ball, and that'll become a goal kick. So another Coastal League title under the new coaching of Mark Tebach, and another CIF Finals appearance as well. Well, players like Merritt Singleton, Anna Emsley, Rebecca Dunaway, Kara Kern, Tiffany Neal, and Erin Hale all provide great support and scores to be able to lead this team into this championship game. Colliding with one another is Karen McGlynn and Jenny O'Riordan. Both of them get right back up, and O'Riordan has a smile on her face like, just ran into a truck. So O'Riordan in that stopper position comes up, not afraid to sacrifice the body. Quickly on the move, Kern for the Lancers. They'll send it downfield, and that's going to go by everybody. It's going to slow down. Will it get there? Good job. Heather Gartrell doing a super job of putting herself between the hard-charging Lancer player and the ball, and she did it just in time to let the ball roll outside of the goal line and come up with a goal kick for the Knights. Off the foot of Hessinger, she sends it down, carry through by Carnevale. Back over, Sedlak brings it downfield, racing for the ball, moving to her right, Emsley, and she'll get it. Emsley's got a big box to work, and she can move and cover ground. Tell you what, as a keeper, you need to have a lot of ability. Almost it's combined 3 sports in one. You need to have the great hands of a receiver. You need to have the mobility of an infielder. You got to get down on the ball like an infielder. And then, of course, you have to be willing to sacrifice your body like a keeper does. And you roll that all in together, and you got a great package. Look out, opportunity, shot on goal, slapped away by Emsley. Emsley timed that one nicely. Wenger sent one downfield, and nice timing. Emsley kept her foot on, or her eye on the ball the whole time. Now a nice ball coming up, just not in time. Karen McGlynn was there for the Lancers, but so was Hessinger, stepping in front of the line. Now, just under 10 minutes remaining in this first half of play. Still no score. Lancers versus Knights Girls Division IV Soccer Championship being brought to you by the leader in sports coverage. I tell you what, anytime you're watching a broadcast of top prep action, you know it's being brought to you by the leader in sports coverage. That's George Langevin. Outside the touchline, and they'll keep that on the ground, and they'll have a free kick. That is the Knights. Sarah Hessinger, tall player, good size. She's only a freshman, and she's going to be around for a long time. That's called using the Kanagan. And Kern takes a breather for a second to get regrouped. Kern did that header and then put her hands on her knees and looked at one of her teammates and said, "Do you see what I just did?" Ball outside, touchline on the far sideline, and there's Kara Kern still Feeling if her forehead is still there. I tell you what, with the degrees here being under 56 degrees, and it's probably more close to 52, that ball has some sting to it. Now, Francis. Now it's back the other way, Bishops. One touch back over Golovado. Nice ball downfield, now racing for it, getting there in time again is Emsley. 8:14 left first half. That'll go off the leg of Foster. Throw in by Knights. Well, both teams have moved the ball downfield. Right now, the edge does go to Bishop's Knights as they have kept the ball down into the Lancers territory for quite a bit of this first half. Francis Parker seated second. Bishop's Knights seated fourth. Both teams, talent on the field. They had to survive league play, getting into the CIFs. They were able to sit out the first round. Both picked up games in the quarterfinals, survived those, got to the semifinals, each one in their division there, and that's where we've got it right here in this finals matchup. Sedlak. Offsides will be called, and they're going to move it back the other way. Jen Golovado. Ball on the ground. She'll send it back for the Lancers. There is a stiff breeze blowing across the field. We are actually in a pit type of stadium here, so the wind on the field is probably not as strong as it is up in the stands. When you look at the American flag, it is really at times standing straight out from its flagpole. There is definitely a constant breeze. Now, Laura Zamansky is just talking to one of the Knights players, letting him know what she expects play to be like here on the field. Laura Zamansky is the head referee. Assistant referees Jerry Slater and Elmer Kabling. Nice ball downfield, trying to get the winger. Double 11s are going at it, Winger and Bronca. Outside the touchline, so Lancers will have the ball. Both of these teams got a chance because of their seeding to set out of the initial first round of action. In the first round of action in the women's Division 4, we had some other teams though playing. It was La Jolla Country Day and Lincoln. That was the only scheduled game in round 1, and it was La Jolla Country Day outscoring Lincoln by a score of 2-0. In the quarterfinals, both Bishops and Francis Parker then started their march to this finals game. But there were some other games scheduled as well. Coronado, the #1 seed, played La Jolla Country Day, the winner of the first round. Coronado easily able to defeat La Jolla Country Day by a score of 3-0. Nice ball off the foot of Foster, sends it down, no one is there. So it goes into the waiting arms of a Bisley, Anna Emsley, and she'll send it back out. Christian, who was seeded #3, picked up their play in the quarterfinals. They went out into Mountain Empire territory, and they went on to defeat Mountain Empire, but that was a close game. It was 2-2 at the end of regulation, and then it was Christian putting a goal into the net in overtime, and that's where it ended. Christian 3, Mountain Empire 2. Then it was Bishops, again seeded 4 in CIF, going up against the Santa Fe Christian, and it was Bishops lasting and beating Santa Fe Christian by a score of 1-0. So that was a close game. For Francis Parker in their quarterfinals matchup, It was Stella Hernandez scoring 2 goals and Merritt Singleton scoring another as Francis Parker beat Calvin by a score of 3-1. So Bishops beat Santa Fe Christian 1-0 in their quarterfinal matchup, and then it was Francis Parker beating Calvin Christian 3-1, and that's how both teams moved on into the semifinals matchup. Throw-in now on the near sideline by Merritt Singleton. Header by Ellie Applin. Applin takes control. Inside the box, Emsley will take it. Emsley does a really good job. She almost points her, well, she does. She points her toe forward just as a Australian football rugby player would, or a American National Football League punter would. Pointing that toe, stretching the leg out, getting the ball to head downfield. She does a nice job at that. Two-hand throw far sideline by the Knights. Nice one downfield. Winger is there, but so is a host of Lancers. Pickup by Baker Baum, challenged by Golovato. Takeaway Golovato picked up by Neary. And now towards midfield, taking charge is Hessinger. Hessinger tries to stay with it, but there's a good job by Singleton defensively to slow that down, and it goes outside of the near touchline. Throw-in coming up by Laura Foster. Foster is a senior, so she'd love to go out with the championship. Ball awarded back over to the Lancers. Less than 2 minutes to play now. Head referee Laura Zamansky keeps time on the field officially, and we'll wait for her signal to end the half. We are at about 1 minute and 30 seconds left and remaining in this first half, and there's still no score. Headers back and forth. Yasunas outside the touchline, last touched by Karen McGlynn of Lancers. McGlynn, a junior forward. Throw in by Yasunas. Good job by Singleton keeping the ball in. She's trying to get it down to Hale, but it won't happen. Ball picked up at midfield by Baker Baum. Baker Baum sends one downfield. Good defense by Amanda Bronca. Bronca, only a freshman herself. We mentioned it, a lot of good freshmen. On the turn is Bronca. Ball gets by. Now pickup opportunity. Foster sends it over to Baker. Check it at Heiser, that is. Got a little excited there. Tell you what, you see a couple people out by themselves and they're starting to race down the field on a breakaway on the sideline. Gets a little exciting. Nice carry through by Baker Baum. Now pick up by Singleton. And moving it over, Singleton sends it outside the touchline, and so now the Knights. And that is the whistle. And that whistle indicates it is the end of the first half. And both teams moving the ball back up and down the field. Bishop's Knights had an edge as they kept the ball, and Anna Emsley very, very busy down deep in the Lancers territory. But the defense of the Lancers stayed strong, and so we end the first half with Lancers nothing, Knights nothing. Stay with us. We'll be right back for the start of the second half. Hi everybody, welcome back to the second half of this exciting game. Well, we ended no score, and hey, someone's going to have to at some point in time, because we want to have a champion in the Division IV for girls. You are watching that Division IV Soccer Championship game right now, and the teams now have switched positions as we move into the second half of play. Now moving right to left on your television screen will be Bishop's Knights. Defending the left-hand goal will be Anna Emsley. She was very, very busy defending her goal for the Lancers as the Knights continue to put heavy offensive attack pressure all first half. But again, give credit to the Francis Parker Lancers defense as it came up big time when it had to. No goals were allowed, and that's where we've got it right now, 0-0. For Bishop Schools Knights, they in 2 games, both their quarterfinals match and their semifinals match, they have shut out. Kelly Lewis have not allowed a goal scored in the last 2 games, and we're talking about Santa Fe Christian and top-seeded Coronado. In that semifinals matchup with Bishops going up against Coronado, it was Debbie Sedlak who scored in the second round of sudden death to lift the Knights past that then top-seeded Coronado. Ball inside the box, now moved towards the goal. That was number 11, Ann Winger. She's been down around the goal all first half, and she finds herself in the same position. In the semifinal matchup for the Francis Parker Lancers, it was Rebecca Dunaway, Merritt Singleton, Kara Kern, and Emily Shaw each scored goals as the Lancers easily defeated the Christian Patriots 4-1. So it was almost going to be an exact replica of possibly what the boys went through. It was Christian and Bishops in the boys division 4, and here it's Bishops and Francis Parker. Congratulations, by the way, to Bishops and Francis Parker for being here. And we are really enjoying this game as we move back and forth up and down the fields. Nice ball by Lancers, one touch, trying to get it over to Austerlitz. Austerlitz just wasn't able to get there in time. Throw-in comes in. Ball will remain in possession of the Lancers. We mentioned it, Mark T-Bach, the head coach of the Lancers. His counterpart, the head coach for Knights, that's Susan Filipponi. And there'll be a whistle, and it'll go the other way. In the CIF San Diego section women's records, you try and look around and see if any of the teams have any type of records that have made it to the books and have lasted, and you see Bishops. Consecutive CIF championships, 1991 through 1994. They had 4 consecutive CIF championships. They would love to start that streak over again right here, right now, today. Nice effort by Kara Kern as she moved the ball downfield defensively for the Knights. That's Julie Carnevale. Throw in by Kern, gets a nice one downfield inside the box, cleared out by O'Riordan. Foot on the ball, Foster. Now it comes back the other way, racing up quickly and taking control of the situation right then and right there is Kelly Lewis. Kelly Lewis met Karen Kern right inside the box as she grabbed the ball, and Lewis wanted to make sure that she knew that she was not going to be afraid of the hard charging Karen McGlynn. Coming down, header by O'Riordan. Foot on the ball by Kara Kern. Goes outside of the goal line, and that is going to be a goal kick now for the Knights. So it'll be now a goal kick for the Knights. They'll bring it back into play. Off the foot of Hessinger. Move with the ball. Kern tries to get it out over to Singleton. Singleton throws the ball in, quick throw in. Lancers now trying to do the same thing in the second half that the Knights did, and that is keep the ball down deep in Knights territory. Going after the ball, Shaw sends it towards the net, rocket off of her foot, but that'll ricochet off the backside of the post, and that'll come in as a goal kick. Strangely enough, and now we've only been into this game for second half, that is for 6 minutes, but you're seeing almost a replica of what the Knights were doing against the Lancers in the right-hand part of the field. Moving right to left, it seems, at least early in the second half, that you have more success. Why is that? Sedlak feeds back over, one touch. Applin picked up by Carnevale. Back to Sedlak. Applin sends it downfield. Headed back by Bronca. Stepping in front is Applin. Applin, senior midfielder. Nice movement by Hessinger. Hessinger can't quite get there. Foster let it go, hoping Yasunis could get there. Not in time. Throw in now by Lancers on the far sideline. Handball called against Kern. Ball back over to the Knights. Ball coming downfield. That'll be picked up by Kelly Lewis, and she'll go back. In individual CIF records, 1989 through 1992, most career goals goes to Carmel Murphy from Bishops. 172 career goals. Wow. And in a single season, it's Murphy that tops that mark also for Bishops. That was in 1990 with 57. She followed in 92 with 46. Holy moly. That was some productive times back then. Ball comes in good and close-up action right in front of us. We're right on top of the action right now. Ball comes back out to the midfield line. Moving downfield. Foot on the ball by O'Riordan. Moving downfield. Pick up. Starting with it. Dunaway. And stepping in front, Carnevale. Ball now taken by Knights. They're in control of the ball. Foster over to Sedlak. Back to Foster. They're going to try and send it downfield to Sedlak. Header by Foster. Now it goes downfield. O'Riordan is there. She'll be challenged by McGlynn outside of the touchline, and so Emily Shaw will have the throw-in for the Lancers. 10 minutes has elapsed in this second half. Still no score. Ball gets by and right back out again. Ball coming back into play. Looking for the cross, and that's going to be a corner kick. That's off O'Riordan. And so Francis Parker, the Lancers, will have a corner kick, and that'll be the first one here in the second half of play. Kara Kern, freshman midfielder. She will do the honors. She's going to try and get that ball up and crossing the face. Inside the box is McGlynn for the Lancers. Let's see what she can do. Nice ball coming up, a lot of header action. That'll get by everybody. Looking for the turn and picking up the ball is Neal outside of the goal line, off the foot of Neal. And so this time we'll get a corner kick. So Francis Parker keeps the ball. They will have a corner kick. This time it should be on the opposite side of the field. Same Kara Kern, same situation, opposite corner. Inside the box, McGlynn. From behind, You've got Singleton as well as Shaw. Moving up also is Dunaway. Coming in, header action. Nobody's there again. Shot on goal, sails high and wide off the foot of Tiffany Neal. Neal, a senior this year.
The San Diego section of
And it looks like Neal's got gloves on.
Brooke Jones Awards are statewide.
Matching her
With a
socks.
very generous support from high school athletics throughout
Substitutions now for Francis Parker. Coming into the game, number 13, Rachel Bittigan. Number 3, Stella Hernandez. Coming out for a breather is Julia Heiser, number 5, and number 10, that's Emily Shaw.
of the soccer playoffs is Powerball.
Foot on the ball by Foster.
Welcome the Soccer Post in its first year as a high school soccer playoff.
For control, Singleton. Nice ball out midfield, Neal. Pick up by Kern. Kern stays with it. Getting it in over to Bittigan. Bittigan just in the game, trying to make the turn. Staying in, opportunity for a shot on goal, and it goes in. Francis Parker Lancers puts the ball into the net, and I'll tell you what, the whole thing stayed with Bittigan, keeping that ball in from going outside of the goal line. Coming up across, there was 2 people right there for the Lancers. One of them was McGlynn. The other one looked like Dunaway, and I'm not quite sure who to give credit for, but we'll give credit as a team to the Lancers as they draw first blood in the second half. And they go out in front of the Knights by a score now of 1-0. Well, there was a ton of people inside the box. Anna Emsley was looking around. Kelly Lewis was, though, in the box. Anna was looking from across the field, but it was Kelly Lewis who had all the people in the box.
Francis Parker goal scored by number 2.
So they're going to give credit to Rebecca Dunaway.
To number 6, Karen McGlynn.
And then Kara McGlynn.
51-40.
So Rebecca Dunaway.
Rebecca Dunaway from number 6, Karen McGlynn.
And Kara McGlynn gets the assist, so it's the feed from Kara McGlynn, and Rebecca Dunaway will get the goal. And for the Lancers, it doesn't matter who they give credit to. As a team, they go out in front 1-0. And we are now at the 26-minute mark remaining in this second half. Lancers 1, Knights 0. Strangely enough, it was the Knights who all during the first half kept heavy pressure on the Lancers. But it was the Knights who, in the first half at least, could not penetrate the defensive wall built by Francis Parker, the Lancers. Francis Parker then turned around and in the second half now has put heavy pressure on the Knights, and they've come up with 1 goal. O'Riordan back to the far sideline to Yasunas. Yasunas trying to send the ball downfield, taken by Kern. Kern with the ball. Nice header by Carnevale. The other way it comes. Downfield now, picked up by Neal. And you know, I tell you what, I'm just looking at the ball go downfield. O'Riordan allows Kelly Lewis to pick that ball up. Now, high kick picked up by Golovado outside the touchline. You know, you're watching this great action here at Southwestern College at DeVore Stadium, and right now you've got the Lancers out in front of the Knights by a score of 1-0. You know, it's amazing that right here in San Diego County, over 50,000 boys and girls, young men and women, participate in soccer. That is absolutely amazing. Trying to feed the ball over to Bittigan, and Bittigan couldn't get it. So let's recap that score, because as I called Rachel Bittigan's name, I have to give her credit. The ball was heading outside of the goal line, and Bittigan was straddling right on the goal line. She was able to put her right foot on the ball and redeflect the ball towards the net. It was then helped out by Karen McGlynn, who eventually allowed Rebecca Dunaway to put the ball into the net. So it was three-way help right there. Substitution now coming in for the Knights, going out. That's Julie Carnevale. Yes, I said your name right, Julie Carnevale. Seeing immediate action into the game is number 14. That's Jillian Simmer. Now on the move again. Frances Parker. Simmer trying to center it, and that's going to be on a corner kick. Corner kick for Frances Parker as that ricochets off of Ann Winger. So a familiar setup in this second half, and that's the Lancers having a corner kick. It'll also be Kern once again having the opportunity to put the ball into play. Kern, foot on ball, sends a nice one in, a lot of action. Header was there. Merritt Singleton put her head on the ball, just couldn't quite get it going in the direction that she wanted to. Sails wide to the far post, and the Knights will try and bring it back downfield. Knights down by 1, need to find a weak link in the Lancers defense, find the open lane and put the ball in the net to tie this one up. Well, we mentioned there's 50,000 athletes playing soccer in San Diego County alone. You know, there's more than probably 600,000, over 500,000 young men and women playing soccer throughout the state of California. Of course, whether you win or lose, simply participating in today's soccer matches is really a fine example, and really rewards for the athletes who work hard all year long. Ball will come in, or will be given as a free kick to the Knights. Taking a look at team championships over the years, that'll be off the head of Rebecca Dunaway. Division 4, basically you see, and there's a nice ricochet, and that's going to be a corner kick. Erin Hale takes the ball to her hip, and that'll be a corner kick for the first time for the Knights. But last year, Frances Parker gave Jeff Scott a fantastic going-away present as retiring coach, as they beat Bishops by a score of 3-1. Ball coming in nicely. And that'll be a whistle, and that'll be given back over to Frances Parker. So in 1998, Frances Parker outlasted Bishops 3-1, both back together right here for the second consecutive year to try and see if, well, what's going to happen. It's going to be 2 out of 2 for Frances Parker, or is Bishops going to be able to tie this series up? 1 win last year for Frances Parker, possibly 1 win this year for Bishop Knights. Right now, though, Bishop Knights, they're down by 1 goal, and they've got 20 minutes to try and find net twice to try and beat Frances Parker in regulation time. And for Frances Parker, right now, all they need to do, being in the driver's seat, is just have some good defense, and they'll be okay. Knights send the ball towards Anna Emsley. She sends it back downfield, 1 hop towards the midfield line. Header by Laura Foster. Ball awarded back the other way, and now Laura Zamansky, head referee, wants to talk it over with Merritt Singleton. Once again, Laura Zamansky doing a good job as the head referee to make sure that the athletes play according to not only standard rules, but the conduct that's expected by the athletes. On the far sideline, trying to bring the ball in, Yasunis, and that's up and over. Opportunity off the foot of Winger, goes up and over, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Knights. They want to do that again. That's actually Ellie Applin that had the foot on the ball. Prior to the 1998 win by Francis Parker in 97 and 96, it was actually Bishops beating Francis Parker. So these teams have battled it out for years together. Between the last 1, 2, 3, 4, the last 5 years, it's been all Francis Parker and Bishops in the championship game.
Your attention, please.
Corner kick now by the Knights.
If you would like to begin your stretch,
Laura
area
Foster.
behind the goals is available to you.
Ball comes in, looking for a header towards the net, and it was a nice header. Went back the opposite way, sailed wide of the near post. Number 14, Jillian Simmers, freshman forward, was waiting for it, had good planted feet, sent it back, just sailed wide of the near post. That was a nice opportunity right there for the Knights. They want to try and have something like that again. Goal kick, so for the Francis Parker Lancers, put it back into play. Once again, header by Simmer. For control. Keep it going on the turn. Nice, trying to feed the ball over to Frost. And that's going to go outside of the touchline. Coming back in. Throw in now by Knights.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Heather Gartrell throws it in.
has generously entered into an agreement with the San Diego section.
Sedlak, nice feed over to Yasunis. Yasunis will try and bring it down quickly. The defense of Lancers is there.
Soccer playoffs.
Applin picks it up. 2-on-1 defensive in favor of Lancers. Lancers trying to clear it out. For control, Foster. Foster back out to Sedlak. Sedlak, nice move behind. Headed by Applin. Quick turn, shot on goal, sails high, and that one's in. Sarah Hessinger sent one from about 25, maybe 30 yards out, and that thing just kept its height as it sailed over the outstretched hands of Emma Anna Emsley. Emsley slapped at it, touched her fingers, but there was too much mustard on the ball, and for the Knights, they do in fact tie this one up.
The Bishop's goal is scored by number 19, Sarah Hessinger.
Well, Hessinger did what they needed to do, and that's put the ball in the net, and with 15:58 now left in this game, Knights tie this one up at 1.
Bishop's 1.
Well, you can't ask for a better game. Back and forth we go. Now the question is, can the Knights score again? Can the Lancers score again? Will it be regulation or overtime? Who's going to win? These are the answers we want to know. I know. Have patience. Watch the game. We'll find out here pretty soon. About 15 minutes. But wait a minute, what happens if it's tied in regulation? Well, then we go into 15-minute overtime periods. And these are sudden victory overtime periods. We had to do that in boys Division IV last time out, last game right before this one. Christian and Bishops. Sedlak. Sedlak fighting for the ball right there is Dunaway. Fighting for the ball. Both teams, Kern and Simmer. Sedlak is out there. Sedlak and Bittigan. Bittigan's down on one knee. And let's see what's happening. Bittigan is slow getting up. She's staying on one knee. Head referee over there, Laura Zamansky, wants to find out what's going on. We're staying right here, not going away. Score, Lancers 1, Knights 1. And getting back up, trotting back out on the field. She's okay. Throw-in comes now by the Lancers. Right back out it goes. Throw comes in to Dunaway. Foot on the ball by Bronca. Ball through, pickup now by Hernandez. Hernandez will be challenged by Sedlak as well as Yasunas. So now down deep, Francis Parker. They'll have the two-handed throw, trying to get it inside the box, up in the air. Moving quickly and picking up the ball, Kelly Lewis. And Lewis will send it back out. Downfield we come, off the foot, back it goes by Neal. Nice ball downfield, going after it. Trying to get there, not in time, was Julie Heiser. Kelly Lewis takes it. She sends one up and high, carries nicely. Good foot by Aaron Hale. Sedlak on the move, trying to split defenders. Not in time, stepping in front of her is Jen Golovato. Now on the attack, Laura Foster. Pickup now by Yasunas. Back over to Sedlak, one touch over to Simmer. And a nice strong ball by Applin downfield, going after the ball. Frost is there, and a slide tackle by Golovato sends it outside the near touchline. It'll be Knight's turn down deep in Lancers territory. Sarah Hessinger, the athlete that's put the ball into the net and tied this one up for the Knights, throws it in. Applin back over to Hessinger, launches another one, and that one just sails over the crossbar at the near post. Sarah Hessinger has got a rocket launcher for a leg. Substitutions now coming in. Becky Neary is in, Karen McGlynn is back in. McGlynn and Neary. Sedlak. Foot on ball. And for control, pick up Sedlak. Sedlak on the move. Sedlak's got some speed too. Now she's going to slow down, try and shave it out over to Yasunas. Yasunas sends it downfield. Hessinger wants to get there, but not in time, as Emsley is there as well. Ball comes back in. Going after the ball right in front of us, Singleton. Singleton takes the ball. She'll try and shoot it downfield, carries the ball outside of the touchline, and that ball will go back over to the Knights. One to one is the score, and it is cold out here. It's been an overcast sky all day long, and it has been a cold one. Expected rain late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Right now we haven't had any rain, and hopefully we won't before this game gets over. But I tell you what we do have, and that is a chill factor. Wind's not blowing too bad down on the field as you look at the corner flags, just a little bit of waving here and there. But in the stands and up in the press box where we are, we've got a cold, stiff breeze. Opportunity was there only for a short moment, as moving quickly towards the ball was Karen McGlynn for Lancers, but O'Riordan in that stopper position was right there and swept the ball right out of the box. Throw in, Singleton. Good job, excellent job by Heather Gartrell as she keeps her body and shades the ball away. Throw in once again by Golovato. Lancers trying to get the ball inside the box. O'Riordan will send it back out. Getting there first is Hessinger. Now on the move, trying to feed the ball was Simmer. Simmer stays with it, sends it down. Looking for Lindsay Frost, not there. And going down is Jillian Simmer. Simmer on the ground, trainers coming out. She is down. She could have landed hard on her shoulder as she was moving to her right. She had to kick with her right foot and possibly just took herself out and down. Simmer is down. And we're going to take an... Nope, looks like we might stay with us. Let's see. Not sure whether she's going to get up or not. We are going to take an injury timeout with Simmer on the ground. Score 1-1. And so, coming up under her own power, Jillian Simmer walks off the field with the help of her coach. She's taking a look at, she'll be back into the game. She does have a jacket put on her right now to keep her nice and warm. Ball now will be dropped. Foot on the ball first by Hessinger. Squeaks by everybody into the waiting arms of Anna Emsley. Emsley will put the foot on the ball, send it towards the midfield line. 8 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in regulation time. This score is 1-1. Lancers score first, and look out, coming up was Julie Carnevale. So the Lancers scored first, Rebecca Dunaway. And then later on, it was Sarah Hessinger putting the ball in the net for the Knights. And that's where we've got it right here. Lancers 1, Knights 1. This is Girls Division 4, the soccer championship. Both teams survived league play, got through quarterfinals and semifinals, and they're right here, right now, working hard and trying to come up with a win. This is being brought to you by George Langevin Sports Video Productions, your leader in Game of the Week coverage. This truly is our Game of the Week as we are at a soccer's championship game. Moving downfield nicely is Kern. Kern trying to get the ball to Heiser, and the defense is there. Sedlak able to kick the ball outside and slow down that attack offense. Ball coming in. Ball awarded back over to the Knights. So as we stated, this is a rematch, this Division 4 championship game. And it's a rematch for the 6th straight year. These teams, that is, have taken turns with the title, although Bishops has come out ahead more often. Now, the Knights have beaten Parker 3 of the past 5 years for the championship, and they've won 6 titles in the 90s. Francis Parker, as you know, arrives as defending champion. However, on the strength of last season's 3-1 victory over the Knights, we'll see how it goes today. The teams played to a 0-0 tie in a non-league game earlier this season. Ball comes back in off the foot of O'Riordan, and now downfield on her horse was Hessinger. Being slowed up was the defense of by the Lancers. Coming back in. Free kick time for the Knights. Sedlak. Sedlak. Good, strong leg. Let's see what can happen right here, right now. Chip shot up and over, going high, headed back out. The tall Merritt Singleton does the job defensively for the Lancers. Ball comes back out now. Far side action. Sedlak doing a nice job shielding her body between herself and the ball. Sedlak with the throw in. Bringing it right in. Back to Sedlak. Sedlak on the charge. Sedlak, nice movement. Feeds it over to Yasunas. Yasunas stays with it. And that's going to be picked up as the ball was heading towards a net. And a silence came over the crowd. I tell you what, for a second there, as that ball was headed long distance, Laura Foster mailed one, dialed up the operator, whatever you want to call it, no answer, as the ball sails wide of the near post. Substitution possibly coming in, yes it is, for the Knights. Going out, number 8, Lindsey Frost. Coming back in, number 6, Laura Foster. Downfield, check that, it's number 5, Stephanie Baker-Baum. High kick by McGlynn, keeps the ball in. Baker-Baum is in the game. She comes in as fresh legs for the Knights. Outside of the touchline, ball awarded to the Lancers. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left in regulation time. Folks, there is a great probability that we are going into overtime. Both these teams have really played great defense, and unless by chance an opportunity comes up where an open lane is found, we're going into the overtime. Well, we got 3 minutes to play, though, so let's see what happens. Anything can happen. Both these teams are talented. They've got some long ball hitters on both teams, especially we've seen that displayed by the Knights. You've got number 19, Hessinger. You also saw number 6, Foster. She was able to send one downfield. Ball comes in. Pickup by Sedlak. Sedlak tries to lift one downfield, trying to get it over to the near sideline. Nice feed, pick up Hessinger. The defense is there. Good job, Hessinger trying to come through, but the defense was there, led by Tiffany Neal, number 8 for the Lancers. Sedlak trying to feed it. Lancers intercept, taken O'Riordan. O'Riordan back out onto the far sideline, picked up by Yasunas. Yasunas, takeaway by Lancers. Trying to feed, but not in time. Julia Heiser couldn't get there, so the ball goes back over now to the Knights. Under 2 minutes to play right now, and so we'll leave it to the head referee. She has the official time, but look out, Hessinger, chip shot time, and coming up. Crossing the path was charging. Laura Foster was trying to get there to the crossing pass, but not in time as Anna Emsley was there. Nice takeaway by Foster. Now it comes back to Lancers. Midfield action. Foot on the ball. McGlenn sends it all the way downfield. O'Riordan is there. Yasunis now has the ball. And we are winding down now to seconds left in this regulation time. One to one is the score. A goal by Rebecca Dunaway for the Lancers. A goal by Sarah Hessinger for the Knights. And that's where we've got it right now. Time is winding down, and seconds remain in regulation time. And we will have played 80 minutes at the whistle being blown by Laura Zamansky. Frances Parker has the ball. Can they do it? Can they have a last-minute goal and end this one right here and right now? Well, the answer is no there. Now it's going to be the Knights' turn. Strong throw downfield, but not a good one. And so now the ball, Frances Parker. Good, strong throw, and now they're going to give it to the other person. So we've had two throws that were not legal, and they just gave it back and forth. Playing on the far sideline right now. Headers galore. Let's get one more. For control, Applin trying to come up. Outside of the touchline. Throw-in now will come for the Knights. Yasunis brings it in. Looking for the clear out is Frances Parker. Now we're down deep, just outside the box. On the turn. And that is the whistle that ends regulation time. We end it in a 1-1 tie. So, folks, we're going into overtime. It'll be one 15-minute period. It is a sudden victory overtime.
Frances Parker 1, Bishops.
Now, if we end in a tie in the first period of overtime, we'll go into a second victory period.
We will play a 15-minute set dead period. The first team to score.
We will be right back after a short break to pick up in overtime.
In the first period, we will play second.
Welcome back, everybody. We are just ready to get started with our first period of overtime. It is sudden victory overtime. It'll be 15 minutes. What'll happen is we'll have one period. If we're still in a tie, we'll go to a second 15-minute period overtime. If we still have a tie, we are going to name co-champions. That is co-champions. Out on the field, both teams in maroon. That's the Bishop School Knights, Frances Parker Lancers. They are in the yellow, and immediately coming up quickly and trying to take a quick advantage with Stephanie Baker-Baum. Right now, it's Lancers on the attack. Kara Kern. Now Sedlak. Nice pass out on the far side to Carnevale. Carnevale gets it in, and that's off the foot of Hessinger. Coming in, headed out off of Singleton, top of the box. Sedlak trying to set something up. They're going to get it back out to control to Frost. Shot on goal, Foster sends it wide of the far post, and the first shot on goal in overtime is given credit to Laura Foster, that is, of the Knights. Comes out to be a goal kick, and for the Lancers, they'll march it down the other way. Header by Applin, going after it and taking it. Hale, and then that time it's sent back down by Carnevale. Well, Anna Emsley was very, very busy the first half. The second half, it was Kelly Lewis who was busy. And now we'll see what happens in overtime. The women have already played 80 minutes. Now into an additional 15 minutes, or until somebody scores. We had the same situation I mentioned earlier in the boys Division 4. as we ended in overtime, or we ended in regulation, had to go to overtime, and it was Christian in the first period of overtime that was able to defeat Bishops to win the boys Division IV by a score of 3-2. Right here it's 1-1, trying to move downfield, centering it to nobody. Both players take a hard tumble, and on the ground right now looks like number 11, Amanda Bronca. Bronca gets up under her own power. She's shaken. Both team players were going after the ball. Both took a tumble, but it's Bronca who's shaken up at this time. Well, this truly is a contact sport, and you don't appreciate the aggressive play, and really until you get up into probably past 15-year-olds. You get to 15, 16, 17, you're talking some tough play. And we're going to stay with you right here as the head referee, Laura Zamansky, is taking time out to talk with the player and make sure that Amanda Bronca is okay. Bronca is a freshman, plays in defensive position, and Bronca's okay. So Bronca's going to stay in the game. Bronca puts the ball back into play. Singleton touches the ball. Back out now to Applin. Racing for the ball was Hessinger, couldn't quite get there. Taken now by Foster, and ball awarded now back over to the Lancers. Pickup now by Neal. Neal will play on. She'll have the free kick, and she'll try and get it downfield. It'll cross the midfield line. Trying to get it is going to be McGlynn. McGlynn challenged, picked up now, and that's going to be off the foot of Shaw. But they're going to give it to her. It looked like it was off of Shaw's foot before it went out. But the roar of the crowd, we're on the Francis Parker Lancer side. You could hear that the decision by the linesman was to give it in favor of the Lancers. Coming right back in, Singleton squeaks it in, pick up McGlynn. McGlynn tries to center it, and a nice ball's picked up by Kelly Lewis. She'll send it downfield. Sedlak watches the ball come over. She tries to get there for control. Now that's off the foot of Ann Winger. Nice takeaway. Baker Baum. Baker Baum sends it downfield right into the waiting arms of Anna Emsley. Downfield we go. Slide tackle. Ball given back over. And the referee, not being sure, is going to cause a draw right then, right there. Well, we are in overtime. Moving downfield. Ball sent towards the net by Foster. Shot on goal. Julie Carnavale tried to quickly sneak one in, sent it right towards the net. Anna Emsley was there. Foot on the ball, Winger sends one down deep, headed back by Neal. Foot on the ball, Hessinger. Far corner racing for it, and that'll be a goal kick off the foot of Carnavale. Well, looking in Division IV action, since 1991, there's only been one other overtime game. That was back in 1995 when Francis Parker beat Bishops 1-0 in the overtime game. Since then and before then, in Division IV play, there's not been an overtime. There's never been an overtime in the past 7 years. Look out, opportunity. Foster, shot on goal. Foster sends one hard. It was screaming, but sails wide of the near post. Foster found herself open on the near side. And boy, oh boy, for the Knights, they would love to have that opportunity again. Foster with the ball, sends it down, tries to kick it in there is Carnevale, and that'll go the opposite way for the Lancers. Tell you what, you have some huge overtime is in the Division 2A. In Division 2A, out of 7 years of finals games, out of 7 years, 4 of them had to go into overtime. Man. Right here we are in overtime. This will be the second overtime in 9 years in the Division 4 women's. That's off the head of Gartrell. Gartrell, sophomore defender for the Knights. In boys Division 4 play, in regards to whether or not overtimes have been needed, there's not been one time in the past 9 years, except for this year. In the Division 4, earlier today, they had to go into overtime. And in this game, going into overtime, Francis Parker, double threes. That's Yasunas and Hernandez going at each other. Trying to feed over to Hernandez, sends the ball towards the net. Kelly Lewis is there, and she'll send it back downfield. High ball takes a bounce. Nice ball, Laura Foster, senior midfielder. She takes it, sends it downfield, carry through by Baker Baum. Baker Baum, senior defender, outside of the touchline. Ball retained possession, Knights. Ball comes in to Applin, downfield, and the ball is awarded back over to the Lancers. Back and forth we go. All a team needs is to find a weak link, find the open lane, get that ball in the net, and it's all over. Off the foot of Foster, goes back the other way. Both, although she's pretty darn tall, Merritt Singleton couldn't quite reach over the fence to pick up that ball. Well, remember, the Knights were able to outlast Santa Fe Christian in the quarterfinals 1-0. In the semifinals, they defeated and they upset the #1 ranked Coronado team, and that got them to the finals. For the Lancers, they were able to beat Calvin Christian in the quarterfinals and then able to beat in the semifinals the Christian Patriots. That got them there here. Total points scored and allowed for the Lancers. They scored 7 points in the last 2 games, only allowed 2 goals. For the Knights, they scored only 2 goals, but they shut out their opponents, including that awesome Coronado team. Kara Kern sends one downfield, headed in the direction. Merritt Singleton was able to head. A yellow card being given to Karen McGlynn, junior forward, and now McGlynn has to come out of the game for a set period of time. Coming back in will be Julia Heiser, junior forward for the Lancers. Don't know what happened to cause the yellow card. Ball comes in, O'Riordan sends a nice one downfield. Great header play by the Knights right now. Hessinger on the move, trying to center it, looking for a shot on goal. And Baker Baum just couldn't quite set herself up in time, but that was a nice play all the way down the field, including Baker Baum's shot on goal. Well, it's awfully nice to see talent like that out there and really execute play the way it should be done. Opportunity, ball's coming down again High kicking by Laura Foster called, and so the ball will go back over to the Lancers. We've got 4 minutes left in the first period of overtime, and I'm cold. Downfield it comes. Headed back again. Knights once again on the attack. Pickup by Foster. Foster centers it. Opportunity Sedlak. Can she bring it across? Crossing the ball. And that's going to go outside of the goal line. Once again, Knights doing a nice job of setting some strategy up here. That time it was just a little long to Sedlak. If she would have had it a little bit sooner, much better opportunity for her. Goal kick time for the Lancers. Amanda Branca, freshman defender, sends it downfield. Double sixes going for the ball. A push by Karen McGlynn. So the throw-in comes from Heather Gartrell, sophomore defender. And that's going to be a goal kick. Everybody was watching it go out. Smart play by Jen Golovato, junior defender for the Lancers. Good effort by McGlynn trying to keep it in, couldn't do it. So now the throw in on the near sideline by Gartrell. We're right on top of it here. Good advantage. So the Knights once again have possession. We're winding down close to 2 minutes remaining in this first period of overtime. Knights have had the advantage keeping the ball down deep in the Lancers part of the field. Nice throw. You see that back foot dragging. When the whistle's blown and the ball's awarded to the other team, usually it's because that back foot did not drag. With the ball is Winger. Back out now, picked up to Carnevale. Carnevale is going to feed over to Baker Baum. Baker Baum being challenged now by Neal. Outside of the touchline as it reaches Shaw before it goes out. Throw-in now by Hessinger. Less than 2 minutes to play in the first period of overtime. Ball comes in. Opportunity with a shot on goal. That sails high over the crossbar. Laura Foster put the foot onto it and sent it out. Goal kick time for the Lancers. Comes back in. Off the foot of Foster again. And there's a defensive play by Amanda Branca. And the Knights continue to have advantage. Possession ball. Applin feeds down into the corner. And that's outside of the touchline, but nobody knows. Two-handed throw, Carnevale. This time it goes back over to the Lancers. So Mark T-Bach and Susan Filipponi have got their teams running on all cylinders today. We are tied at 1, winding down the first period of sudden victory overtime. Downfield, challenging for the ball is Singleton and Foster. Good slide tackle by Hessinger. Tell you what, those are two big girls right there. Hessinger and Merritt Singleton for the Lancers. Through the legs, picked up now by Kern. O'Riordan, though, slows it all down. Kara Kern will give way to Jen Golovato. Golovato will have the ball and they'll put it back into play. And that is the end of the first period of overtime. We will go into period 2 after a short break. Stay right with us. Still tied at 1.
We will play one more.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the second and final overtime period. Another 15 minutes to try and determine a champion. Of course, both these teams out here are worthy of championship status, but one of them would like to be the sole winner of that championship crown. Now, if we don't find a winner by the end of this second period here, they are going to be co-champions. That's the rulings that we have here with CIF. I think if you ask both teams, they each would like to say they would much rather be by themselves crowned champions, but I think they'd be willing to take a co-championship. I do believe so. Singleton, takeaway. Driving downfield. Foster had a nice takeaway, drove down, but give credit to Kara Kern. She stayed right there. Karen McGlynn, this time being warned for rough or dangerous play. Laura Zamansky, who is the head referee, taking a good job of keeping this one in line today. O'Riordan sends one down, headed back the opposite way. Throw in by Yasunas. On the move, Sedlak trying to split defenders too much. The defense is there for the Lancers. Feed to McGlynn. McGlynn will send one out onto the far sideline. Trying to get there was Rachel Bittigan, but not in time as the Knights defense slows it down. Quick throw in now to Hernandez. Back to Bittigan. Bittigan towards the top of the box. Takes a shot on goal, sails wide of the near post, and that time it will be a goal kick now for Kelly Lewis and the Knights. Ball comes back into play. Header by Simmer. Opportunity now. Nice ball downfield. Racing for the ball is Baker Baum. Nice defensive tackle by Golovado. Ball back in court for the Knights. Downfield into the corner, going after it, and kicking it outside of the touchline is Amanda Bronca. Continuing on, ball being thrown in. We have a 2 p.m. scheduled in the boys. They've been here and they've been warming up, and now they're kind of gathering at the sideline. The Division II is Chula Vista versus Ramona. Ball comes in. Who gets there first? It's going to be Anna Emsley. Racing with Sedlak. Sedlak in the semifinals matchup scored in the second sudden victory overtime period to lift the Knights past Coronado. Can she do it again and repeat the thrill of victory? Opportunity, who gets there first? This time it's going to be McGlynn. Back out Sedlak, one touch over to Carnevale. Moving over, I tell you what, these ladies are going to be plumb dog tired at the end of this game. Outside the touchline, they are using the entire field running up and down. I think I'd rather be goalie. Don't have to run as much. Definitely have to be talented though, not take anything away Lewis and Emsley. Downfield, Neal sends it back, staying inbounds with the help of Singleton. Back over now to McGlynn. Good, strong throw in by Singleton. Now it's going to be picked up by Gartrell. Downfield racing for Carnevale. Can't quite get there. Carnevale gave her heart on that run, just couldn't quite get there in time as it goes outside of the touchline. And for the Lancers, they'll have and try and bring it back down. Under 10 minutes remaining in this second period of overtime. Back out for control, 1-2. Good header as the Knights step in front. Singleton. Header by Kern. Can't quite get there. Singleton was fed the ball by McLean behind her, and she tried to stop, couldn't get it, and so now the ball will be over to the Knights. Winger will throw the ball in. Going high for the ball, coming down with it, it's going to be Singleton for the Lancers. Singleton to Hernandez, and now taken by Winger. Winger back over to Applin. On the far corner, looking for a takeaway, double team. This time it'll be Baker Baum. Back over to Hessinger. And Baker Baum trying to do her best to get there, but just not in time. Two-handed throw comes in. I tell you what, both of these teams not interested in sharing a co-championship. They're both playing their hardest, not giving up. Moving the ball downfield now, deep into the corner, taken by Carnevale, and Carnevale again can't quite get there. So it becomes a goal kick now for the Lancers. Amanda Branca will be there. Ball comes back in. Near side to Singleton. Triple team. Singleton goes down. Ball awarded to the Lancers. Singleton will put the ball back into play. Good, strong throw, trying to get it to Kern. I tell you what, Singleton did a great job leading Kern down that near sideline. Now throwing comes. You hear the crowd right below us. Francis Parker Lancers, parents, friends, and supporters. Throw-in comes by Kern. Inside the box, it's in the air. It's still free. Trying to clear it out, and doing so are the Knights. Back on the attack. Shot towards the goal. Off the foot of Winger. High kick called against Foster. And so Kara Kern, freshman midfielder for the Lancers, will put the ball back into play. She's going to get it up and over and look for a header. There's Merritt Singleton. Comes in and moving to her right very nicely, Kelly Lewis.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a white Volkswagen Jetta, license number 4ADY.
On the move, showing some speed, Baker Baum. Can she make the turn? She does. Standing in the line, though, Amanda Branca defensively for the Lancers. Ball coming back in. That's going to be corner kick time. Corner kick time for the Knights. Corner kick for the Knights. Here it comes. Coming in, header action. It's deflected away. Downfield, and that's out of bounds. I would stop it and wait till the ball gets down a little bit closer. Ball picked up by the Lancers. Downfield, pick up, McGlynn. Feeding back to Singleton. And now taken by Neal. Neal tries to get it to midfield. Laura Foster on the takeaway. O'Riordan sends one downfield. Moving. Trying to pick the ball up. That's Carnevale. Carnevale takes a shot on goal, and that's right into the waiting hands of Anna Emsley. Emsley sends it back downfield. And we've got an injury timeout. Whistle has been blown. And what's that going to be called? Goal kick. Okay, they'll call it a goal kick. So the ball will come back out and play. It'll be the Lancers' ball. They'll try and take it downfield. 3 minutes, 11 seconds left in this second period of sudden victory, overtime. And I'm telling you right now, you are watching some of the best soccer you'll have ever watched in your life. Two top teams going at it head-to-head in the girls' Division IV soccer championship game. Right now it's Lancers 1, Knights 1. And this game, of course, is being brought to you by George Langevin Sports Video Productions, your leader in not only Game of the Week coverage, but your leader in top-flight prep action. This has been a great game to call. We went into double overtime. By the time this is all over, these kids will have played a lot of soccer. 2 hours worth of soccer. 80 minutes regulation, 30 minutes double overtime. 2 minutes and counting. Ball comes in. Ball outside the other way. Can anybody find some magic? Can anybody dig down deep? Can anyone break the weak link of defense of the other team and find the score? Now less than 2 minutes to play. Moving downfield. Bringing the ball downfield. Nice one. Getting there quickly. Who'll do it? And that'll be a goal kick. Not quite in time. Laura Foster. As a matter of fact, I believe if Laura Foster would have got to the ball sooner, Merritt Singleton would have had to have touched the ball, and possibly it would have been a corner kick for the Knights. But in any case, it turns out to be a goal kick coming downfield. Ball cleared out. Reardon sends it back in. Nice ball downfield. Taking it. Kelly Lewis, she will use all her strength to bring this ball down as far as she can get it. Nice ball. It's going to take a good header off of Sarah Hessinger. Down deep. And outside of the touchline, it sails off the foot of Merritt Singleton. Minute 20 seconds left in double overtime. Ball still inbounds. Staying inbounds again. And offsides is called. Offsides called against the Knights. And so the Lancers will have possession, and they will try and send it downfield. A crowd has gathered now. We've got a good-sized crowd down here on this side of the field. On the press box side, well, you've got the fans for the Lancers, and then you got the sets of parents for the Ramona Chula Vista game coming up. So these fans are being treated to a nice finish to this game. Nice ball by Kara Kern. Again, outside of the touchline. Throw in now quickly will come from who? Throw in advantage. No! Opportunity. Clear out. Foster. The other way. Hale. And that is the whistle. And that is the end of the second overtime period. And this game is going to end in 2 champions. We are going to have co-champions in the women's Division IV. The final score in double overtime, it's the Lancers 1, the Knights 1 again. Co-champions will be awarded in this Division IV game. On behalf of George Langevin Sports Video Productions, I'd like to thank you for watching. I'm Dan Williams, and as always, we'll see you again. Bye-bye, everybody.